Hello, team. This is your community engagement leader, Janie Cahill, with your CET Scoop for the first week of April. Thank you guys for your patience in getting this to you guys a few days late this week. Had a hardware issue with the microphone on my computer. It decided to poop out on me this past week. But now that I got this cool little headset, I think I am back in business. Hopefully you all can hear me loud and clear. So before I jump into it today, I did want to make just a quick mention. For those of you who did not see Dan Macon's email that went out this past week, one of our fellow community engagement leader teammates from the Philadelphia area, James Jackson, passed away this past Sunday. Again, very unexpected and very difficult time for his family right now. Difficult time for our team as we process the loss of James. Wonderful human being. For those of you who did not have the opportunity to know James, he truly was just a tremendous blessing and joy to have as part of our organization. So please keep James's family in your prayers this week, and as well as our team as we travel to Philadelphia to support, to be there and support his family during this difficult time. Moving ahead, one thing I wanted to talk about today, again, just kind of bring some light to, and really what inspired me to talk about this today was just my previous situation that my husband and I went through during our time of loss. Obviously, I am, for those of you, I am back who did not know. It's good to be back. Thank you guys all again for those of you who sent gifts and cards and messages and, for all of your prayers. You guys are all just tremendously supportive. And my husband and I both were just overwhelmed with the amount of love and support from you all. So again, thank you very much for that. But in light of that situation, one thing that it was really kind of, I guess funny to me is the word, I guess, is, working for Thrivent, that there were certain benefits that I wasn't even aware about. So, don't forget, I want to bring these to your attention that even though we have our automatic brain, when we talk about our fraternal benefits, automatically goes to those generosity programs, our ABCs, the action teams, or the choice. But don't forget about the other fraternal benefits that our members qualify for, that obviously are very common that they get to use these, but for someone who does use one of these, it can be a tremendous blessing. So the uninsurable child life insurance benefit, the infant loss benefit, and that legacy support for orphan children benefit. So if you have maybe just kind of forgotten about these or do not know a lot about these, I encourage you just go online real quick, read a little bit about them, and just make sure you're up to speed on these. Because again, they're not something that maybe your members use often, but when they do, they're a tremendous blessing. So again, just in recent situation, my husband and I, as we actually were eligible to receive the infant loss benefit, it was, like I said, I really can't express the joyful feeling that I had. And when I had heard the news that we were eligible for this, as it was something that I didn't even know about, not in the sense of that it's about the money, but just the feeling of just being really reminding me what our mission all is about at Thrivent and why we do what we do, and just again making me think about the mission and how important what we are doing in serving families is, and just that when something incredibly crappy happens to you, Thrivent really steps in and really just wants to help. And so that's just a really wonderful feeling. So if you have not updated yourself on these, please go on the website and do so, and make sure you're up to speed on these benefits. I did want to show you a picture of what we were sent for those of you who have not seen it. The infant loss benefit. So for any mother who carries the child up to 22 weeks and is eligible for this if they have that infant loss. So along with this box that they send comes a $5,000 grant. It's a very simple application. It does not take long. And you actually have up to 2 years to send in the application for this after that loss. So if it's not something that you had known about or just maybe forgotten about, I really encourage you to just maybe think back through your members, because there may be some members that qualified for this but didn't even know about it. So it's definitely something you want to bring to their attention. And again, that 2 years you have is a really long time. So there's probably some people out there that could really benefit from that. Moving forward, so we've got a lot of events for you. I'm going to throw at you today. We've got a lot coming up. Erica and I and the whole CET team have really been working hard and trying to plan a great year of events for you guys, and we're really excited about some of these we have coming up. So I'm not going to go into detail about all of these today. I do want to put these dates in front of you and just talk about just a couple that are coming up. Obviously, we have our May 9th, our Jim Calder, which will be at the Foster Center in Columbus with our Mr. Social Security. So that's one's coming up. Will be exciting. That will be a larger size event. And so that one will definitely really need your help in helping put that message out there to members. On May 23rd, we're going to be starting our Thursdays with Thriving series. We're going to use that as an opportunity to highlight our new Habitat faith build relationships. So we're going to start out with our Southeastern Ohio relationship on May 23rd and really focus on that faith build project. We'll be back in Columbus on June 1st for the annual meeting taking place at the Columbus Zoo. And then in July and August, we're going to be taking our Thursdays with Thriving events to the greater Dayton and Troy areas. We're going to be having the Thriving Student Resources come in and do some presentations both in August and September, as you can see in our Troy area as well as the Dublin-Worthington area. So we're going to be rotating those around. Again, I will give you way more details about these as we get closer. I just want you to make sure you're marking these dates on your calendar now. And then, of course, as we get into September, we have our OSU Stadium event followed by that Magic of Generosity with John Michael Hinton in the Dayton, Columbus area. So a bunch coming up. I will give more details on those as we get closer, but just again, make sure you look at these dates. I'm sending out the PowerPoint as always with this, and so that way you can mark those on your calendar now. Another thing that I wanted to make sure that you bring your attention to is that Erica, she really wanted to listen to you guys. We had some feedback about the communication piece and some of the challenges that we were having. So she really took your feedback and developed a plan for how to communicate for these events that we hope is going to be much more efficient for you all. So the way it's going to work, and Erica did send this out, but if you did not read her email, please pay attention to what I'm about to say. So as she is sending out these emails, and I will warn you that she is about ready to bombard your email. She's already sent a few, but as her and I have really worked recently in planning out the rest, mapping out the rest of the year, she's got some more events that she's going to be sending. So again, FYI, she is going to be bombarding your emails, but please pay attention and accept these events for the ones in your area. So the way it's going to work is if it is an event that is one either in your area or one you're interested in, you need to accept the invite. So once you accept the invite, okay, so if you don't want information, if you don't care, if it's in an area that you have no desire to go to, don't accept the invite, just decline. But if you are, please accept the invite, and in that, she will continue to update that event invite with all the information that you need to know. So as you can see, I put a little screenshot of what she sent. So in that invite, you will find any type of marketing materials. You'll find the date, you'll find the time, you'll find the registration link, you'll find number of seats available, okay? She will continue, and even marketing, so you'll find social media, links and so forth. As we get closer and closer to the event, okay, she will continue to update that. So obviously if she sends an event now for an event in October, it might look kind of blank in terms of the details, but as we get closer to the event, she will continually update those details as they come. So at any time, you can access those. You do not have to wait for her to send those email out. She's going to do the same with attendee lists, so therefore you can go in, access the attendee list when you want to. So you'll have that information at your disposal. But again, you have to accept that invite in order to receive that information. So what do you need to do to receive the communication? Accept the calendar invite as there's for the events in your area that you're interested in knowing more. Once you're accepted, you'll receive those updates, okay? Know too that when those registration links and when they go live, you will know when they go live. Event registration will open 4 weeks prior to an event, okay? And and that just depends on the anticipation of the crowd. So if it's a larger crowd, if it's 100 members or more, it's going to open 6 weeks prior to the event. Okay. So depending on the size of the crowd, that may affect when that registration go lives. But again, that can be found in the details portion. Also with those attendee lists, you will be able to see for events that are less than 100 members, you'll be able to access those lists 2 weeks in advance. For ones greater than 100 members, you'll see it 4 weeks in advance, and so forth. So again, those just kind of know that timeline, that depending on the event size, depending on the registration, that's going to affect when those will be updated. But again, all of that will be included. One thing you need to do, okay, this is not something, if you didn't pay attention to anything I just said, please pay attention to this. Erica does not have a mass list of all your office professionals and your or your marketing or any of your staff, okay? And that list constantly changes, as we know that happens a lot, that there's changes. So please forward those invites to your OPs as you get them, so that way they can put it on theirs as well, okay? I'm going to repeat that. Forward any of those event invites and have them accept the invites as well, so that way they have access to that information on their calendars. Okay. Another piece just to be aware of, as we've had some feedback with attending events, just know that as a financial representative, you are invited to participate in all of the TMN events. However, if you are one that wants to attend the events, but you don't have any members attending, okay, you can still come, but you will be expected to help volunteer and work the event. So if that means table check-in, helping at the action team table, tear down, etc., etc. Okay, so for any financial professional is welcome to come. However, if you do not have any members coming, you can still come, but you will be expected to help work at that event. Okay. Also, just know that the RSVP caps for financial representatives and members, they're going to be determined on an individual event basis, depending on the size. Okay, so some of those may be enforced and put in place, but it's just going to vary from from event to event based on the event size. Okay, if you guys have any questions on that communication piece, reach out to Erica or myself. But again, the biggest thing is just accept those calendar invites for the events you want to be a part of or want more information on. And if you don't, just don't accept the event, and everything should be in there. Okay. All right. So moving to the next thing. So we've got one thing I want to just mention quickly. I'm going to be set up at 104.9 the River Women in Ministry event next week. Or I'm sorry, this week. This week on April 4th in 2 days. It's going to be at one church in Gahanna. The event is sold out. It is something that, we are going to have a presence at. I just wanted to let you all know, just so that way if you know any women that are going to the event, let them know that we're going to be there. Direct them to our table. We would love to chat with them. So again, just as an FYI that we will be there and there as a presence at that event. So feel free to anyone that's going to be there, direct them to come see us at our table. Okay, so TSAN workshops. So again, part of our regional strategy and what we're really trying to do here in the Central Ohio, obviously as part of my community engagement plan for the Central Ohio area, our Faith Builds project are a big portion of that, but also in conjunction with that strategy and plan is our TSAN workshops. John Grello is currently our TSAN advisor, has been hosting these workshops. For those of you who have not been a part of these or seen these workshops, I really encourage you to just watch it. John often does these. You can log on by webinar if you can't physically be there. These are really great, these college planning strategies workshops that helps parents and their kids learn how to plan, help make decisions to make planning for college, so that way they can come out in as least debt as possible. But really from what I've seen and what I know about these workshops is it's one of the best prospecting tools that we have found. These workshops are great for prospecting. They have very high ratios in terms of being able to land an appointment. I think it runs around 40 to 50% of the people that attend these workshops. So these are a really great resource that we're looking to really grow here in the Central area. I've had many discussions with our radio partner, The River, of how we could work together and helping develop some inroads in some local Christian schools and churches by utilizing these resources. One of the ideas we kind of talked about and threw around is doing like Christian school tour of these workshops around the Columbus area. And so, again, you will see more and more of this, and especially from the regional level, as David Shire is a big part of his strategy, and especially in our region here in Columbus. And so, I encourage you, if you have not looked into this, that you learn more about it and really take advantage of this resource, as this can be a really great tool for building and growing your business. Just to put it in front of you, we have some new Facebook video series out there. These are just the links. I'll include it in the PowerPoint. Not a whole lot to say about that. Just know there's some new branded videos out there on the website that you can access now if you're ever doing any presentations. So again, I'll include these in the PowerPoint that you can access. Also, another really great resource that I wanted to make you aware of is our Church Engagement Resource Guide. I've included the number up there at the top that you can access this, that 28541. This is for internal use only, but really what this does is it's very similar to the all-inclusive brochure. It has all of the different programs that we have now offered through our enterprise. I know none of us are experts in any of these, but what this Church Engagement Resource Guide does is it reminds me very similar of the past MAP plan document. If anyone remembers that, you would go through and it talks about the different types of marketing, and when you would click on certain links, it would give you links directly to the information you needed. This is kind of the same thing. So this goes through all the different programs, really talks about in detail what they are, and also gives you strategies for leveraging these, as well as the links included. So again, it's a very, very great resource to use when you have questions about any of these enterprises beyond just what you see in the all-inclusive brochure. This is a really great resource, so I encourage you to download it and just have that as a file to access. Finally, I just want to leave you again with some church and community engagement ideas for April. I'm going to include these. I know this has gotten very lengthy, so I'm going to keep these in the PowerPoint that I send to you guys. Just be aware, here's some different, you can read through some of these ideas about some of the upcoming dates that are coming up in April, and some of the ways that you can engage in your community and church with those. We know Lent is coming up, and Easter, and just again, here are some different things that you can use from a church and engagement perspective, as well as marketing. So again, I know you guys can read, so I will send those to you guys out to the PowerPoint. That will also include those key calendar dates, as well as some cute little clever ideas for how to use those and integrate those in your social media. With that, that is all I have for you guys. I do know that got a little lengthy. I apologize, as I've been out for a while, but I want to make sure I hit on some of those key things. If you guys have any questions for myself or Erica in regards to the Thrivent Member Network events, please reach out to us. Again, please watch out for her emails. She will be very sorry as I hiccuping like crazy. If you have any questions, reach out to us as always, and if not, you guys have a wonderful rest of your week.